Welcome to Video E, Division. Now you can add, subtract, and multiply. It's time to learn how to divide. Once you know your multiplication tables and how to multiply, you're off to the next step. So let's take a look. Here we have a problem. This is 6 into 36, or 6 divided into 36. This is called the divisor, and this is called the dividend, and the answer is the quotient. So what am I going to do? I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 6 go into 36? How many bundles of 6 are there in 36? Well, guess what? There are 6 of them, because 6 times 6 is 36. And I'm going to put the 6 not over the 3, because 3 is less than 6, but over the 6. And here's my division problem. 6 into 36 goes 6 times. There are 6 groups of 6 in 36. And if I wanted to check that, I could multiply 6 times 6, and I would get 36. So to check for division, you use multiplication. Let's take a look at another one. Oh, and by the way, to check for multiplication, you use division. So if you have 6 times 6, and it equals 36, and you want to check that, you divide 6 into 36, and it gives you 6. So the check for addition is subtraction, the check for subtraction is addition, the check for multiplication is division, and the check for division is multiplication. Let's take a look at this problem. 4 goes into 16. How many times does 4 go into 16? How many bundles of 4, how many groups of 4 are there in 16? Why, there are 4. And we're not going to put it over the 1, we're going to put it here, over the 6. 4 times 4 is 16. Let's try another one. Here we have division. This is a division sign. Oh, there's another type of division sign too, and it looks like this. It's 48 divided by, do you see this? Divided by 8. This is the same idea. 8 into 48, or 48 divided by 8, 48 divided by 8. Now how many times does 8 go into 48? Or 8 times what equals 48? 8 times what equals 48? 8 times 6 equals 48. And I'm not going to put my 6 over the 4, I'm going to put it over the 48, over the 8. So 6 times 8 is 48. And how about this one? How many times does 2 go into 6? Well, 2 times 3 equals 6. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 2 into 6 goes 3. 3 times 2 is 6. This is called division, and I'd like to do a little bit more. Let's take a look up here. Here we have 2 into 124. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to divide. 2 doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 12. Now, 2 into 12 goes 6 times, right? Because 6 times 2 is 12. So 6 times 2 is 12. Now, listen to what I'm going to do, and you really need to know your times tables to do this. If you don't remember your times tables, go back and review. You need your times tables to be able to do division, because we're going to be doing some multiplication and some subtraction. So 6 times 2 is 12, and I'm going to put that right here. Now, some of my students, they do that in their head, and what they do is they then subtract 12 from 12, and they come up with the answer and put it here. But I do it. 6 times 2 is 12, and I put my answer here, and then I say 12 minus 12 is 0. It's time to bring down my 4. 2 into 4 goes 2 times, and I'm going to put my 2 up here. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. This is called long division. This is called long division. You could do it the short way. You could do it just like this. Take a look. We say 2 into 124. You could say 2 into 12 is 6. And 2 into 4 goes 2. But this is called long division, and we'll be using more of this as the problems get more difficult. So let's try another one. Here we have 5 into 215. 5 doesn't go into 2, but it goes into 21. How many times? Well, 4 times 5 is 20. So let's put a 4 up here. We say 4 times 5 is 20. Now, I want you to take a look at something. When you start your answer here, that means that there's going to be 2 places for your answer. You must make sure that you have 2 places in your answer. So 4 times 5 is 20. Now, 21 minus 20 goes 1 time. And I'm going to bring down my 5 over here, and I'm going to say 5 into 15 goes 3. And 3 times 5 is 15. 15 minus 15 is 0. I know I'm finished. And how could I check that? Well, I could multiply 5 times 43. 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, and 1 is 21. 215 equals 215. Let's try another. Here we have, well, let's erase a little bit more right here. Here we have another problem. We have 7 into 238. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to say, how many times approximately does 7 go into 23? I know that 7 times 3 is 21. So I'm going to put my 3 here. 2 is less than 7. 7 goes into 23, so I'm going to put it here. 3 times 7 is 21. I put my 21 here, and I subtract. 23 minus 21 is 2, and then I bring down my 8. 7 goes into 28 how many times? How many bundles of 7 can you find in 28? 4. So I'm going to put my 4 here. 4 times 7 is 28. And 28 minus 28 is 0. So 7 times 34 equals 238. Let's try it again. Let's say that we have a number like this. We have 2 into 7,536. What am I going to do? I'm going to divide. 2 goes into 7. How many times? Well, 3 times, because 3 times 2 is 6. And then I subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down my 5. 7 into 14, 2 into 15 goes approximately 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. I'm going to subtract again, and I'm going to bring down my 3. 2 into 12 goes 6. Well, this is a 13, but I'm thinking 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12. Oh, I have 1 left over. I bring down my 16. 2 into 16 goes 8 times, and 8 times 2 is 16. And what's my answer? 3,768. Now this is division. We've done some short division, and we've done some long division. And what I want you to do is I want you to practice. I want you to go to the basic math workbook and practice. Practice your division, and then check your answers with multiplication so that you're practicing your multiplication also. Please do these pages. Part 1 is page 122 to 123, and Part 2 is pages 129 to 130. And then I'll see you later for some more division. Remember to check your answers at the back of the chapter. Welcome back to division. Now, what happens when the answer that you're trying to get an answer in division and it doesn't come out even? Let me show you. We're going to be talking about remainders today. Here we have 2 into 199. Now we know that 2 does not go into 1, but it goes into 19 approximately 9 times, because 9 times 2 is 18. So I put my 9 here and I say 9 times 2 is 18. I put my 18 here and I subtract. 19 minus 18 goes once, and then I bring down my 9. 2 into 19, again it goes 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18, and now I'm going to subtract, and I end up with 1. This is called my remainder. 1 is left over. So what are you going to do? You're going to write 99 remainder 1. 99 R 1. Now later on you'll be learning how to make these remainders into fractions and decimals. But for now, I simply want you to write R and the number. So the answer is 99, remainder 1. Let's try another one. Here we have 12 into 216. Now, 12 doesn't go into 2, but it goes into 21. So what do I want to do? I want to say 12 goes into 21 one time. 1 times 12 is 12. What do I have to do? I have to subtract. 1 minus 2 doesn't go. I borrow. 11 minus 2 is 9. And then I'm going to bring down my 6. And I say 12 goes into 96 how many times? Well, it goes 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, and 1 is 9. 96. So do we have a remainder here? No, we don't. So what can I do to check this problem? I can multiply 18 times 12, and I'll get 216. Let's try another problem. Let's see what we're going to do here. Let's see. We have 42 into 2,730. Now, when working with two numbers, it's really important that you think about estimating. How many times 42 doesn't go into 2, it doesn't go into 27, but it goes into 273. How many times? I don't know, but I could estimate. I have to think how many times would 40 maybe go into 270. Or I can simply look at my 4 and say, how many times does 4 go into 27? Well, 4 goes into 27 approximately 6 times, because 6 times 4 is 24. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to put my 6 over here, and I'm going to say 6 times 2 is 12. Now, when I multiply, I see if you like to do this. I say 6 times 2 is 12. I put my 2 down. I carry my 1. 6 times 4 is 24, and 1 is 25. Some people will do this off to the side. They'll say 6 times 42. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 4 is 24, and 1 is 25. And then they'll put their answer here. I like to do it right over here, whichever way is more comfortable for you. Now, 3 minus 2 is 1, 7 minus 5 is 2, and this is a 0. I bring down my 0. How many times does 4 go into 20? Approximately 5 times. So let me put my 5 here. And 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20, and 1 is 21. 21 minus 210 minus 210 is 0. So my answer is 65. Okay. Let's try another one. Let's say that we have 71 into 18294. Oh, what a big number. 18,294. What am I going to do? I need to say to myself, 71 doesn't go into 1, it doesn't go into 18, but it goes into 182. How many times? Well, it's hard for me to estimate. So I say to myself, 7 goes into 18 approximately how many times? Well, 7 times 2 is 14. So I put my 2 here, and I say 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 7 is 14. And now 2 minus 2 is 0, and 8 minus 4 is 4. What am I going to do next? I'm going to bring down my 9. 71 goes into 409. How many times? Well, I'm going to estimate 7 into 35. 7 into 40 goes about 5 times, because 7 times 5 is 35. So 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 7 is 35. And now I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 5 is 4. 0 minus 5 doesn't go. I borrow from my 4, make it a 3, make this 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. Am I finished? No, no, no. I have to bring down my 4. See, once I start, then I have to take up all the spaces above the number. So I have one more number that I need to fill in. 7 goes into 54. How many times? Well, I don't know, but 7 times 7 is 49, so I think that that might be a good guess, huh? So we put the 7 here. 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 7 is 49. And let's see how much we have left. 4 minus 7 doesn't go. Let's borrow. 14 minus 7 is 7. 3 minus 9 doesn't go. Let's borrow. 13 minus 9 goes 4 times, and 4 minus 4 is 0. All the way down in the bottom here, at the bottom of my board, this number 47 is the remainder. So what's my answer? It's 257 remainder 47. 257 remainder 47. Now I want you to try some problems, and I want you to try it. It's in the Basic Math Workbook. Pages 124 to 125 is part 1, and pages 131 to 132 is part 2. And then come on back for some more dividing. And remember to check your answers in the back of the chapter. And we'll be dividing by 3 numbers when you come back. Here we are back to division. We're going to be dividing by 3 numbers. Take a look at this first problem. 926 into 19,446. These are large numbers. Now, I'm going to estimate 926 doesn't go into 1. It doesn't go into 19. It doesn't go into 194. It's larger than those numbers, but it does go into 1,944. How many times? Well, by estimating, I can give myself a number to put up here. And what's the number going to be? 9 goes into 19 or 18 2 times. and I'm going to put my 2, my 2 right there. Let's get a better pen here. I'm going to put my 2 right there. Now, what am I going to do? Long division. 2 times 6 is 12. I put down my 2, carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 is 5. 2 times 9 is 18. And remember, you can always multiply it off to the side if this is confusing to you. Let's say 4 minus 2 is 2. We're going to subtract now. 4 minus 5 doesn't go, so I'm going to borrow from my 9, make it an 8, make that 14. And 14 minus 5 is 9. Am I finished? No way. I need to bring down my 6. 926 goes into 926 one time. Let's make a better 1. 1 times 926 is 926. When I subtract, I get 0. What's my answer? 21. Can I check it? Sure I can. I multiply 21 times 926 and I get 19,446. Let's try another one. This is dividing with 3 numbers. Here we have 876 and we're dividing it into 105,126. So what am I going to do? Doesn't go. 876 is bigger than 1, bigger than 10, bigger than 105, but not bigger than 1,051. So my answer is going to start right here. 8 goes into 10 one time. Let's try it. 1 times 6 is 6, times 7, 8. Here we go. Now, what am I going to do? Subtract. 1 minus 6 doesn't go. I borrow from the 5, make it a 4. 11 minus 6 is 5. 4 minus 7 doesn't go. I borrow from my 10, make it a 9. 14 minus 7 is 7. 9 minus 8 is 1. Am I finished? Oh no. I need to bring down my 2. So here I go. I'm bringing down my 2 right here. And I say 8 goes into 16 about 2 times. And I put my 2 up here. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 7 is 14 and 1 is 15. 2 times 8 is 16 and 1 is 17. Am I finished? Oh no, now I need to bring down my 6. But does 876 go into 6? No, it doesn't. It goes in 0 times. So I need to put a 0 here to save that place. And I need to say remainder 6. So what's my answer? It's 120 remainder 6. Let's try another one. Here we have a problem that has a heck of a lot of zeros in it. So let's see how we're going to deal with this. We have 20 into 46,060. What are we going to do? We're going to divide. 20 goes into 40 about 2 times. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 2 is 4. I subtract. 46 minus 40 gives me a 6, and I bring down my 0. 20 goes into 60 3 times. So I put my 3 up here, and I say 3 times 20 is 60. And then I bring down my 6. And here's the trick. I say 20 goes into 6 how many times? 0 times. So I bring up my 0 here, and I say 0 times 20 is 0. I subtract, and I bring down my 0, and I say 20 goes into 60 3 times. And what's my answer? It's 2,303 is my answer. And if I'd like to check that, I can multiply 20 times 2,303. So here we are, we're doing division with 2 and 3 numbers. We have remainders. We're estimating, we're doing multiplication and subtraction while we divide and do long division. One of the things you have to know about are word problems. Usually in a division word problem, you're sharing or splitting something up, cutting or dividing something, or finding out how much 1 is. For instance, Celeste pays $4,625.64 a year for her mortgage. How much does she pay each month? So what do I need to do? I need to divide. There are how many months in a year? 12. So I divide 12 into $4,625.64. And you know what? I think I need to put this up higher. Let's put it up here. We say 12 into $4,625.64. Now, 12 doesn't go into 4, but it goes into 46 approximately 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And then I subtract. 46 minus 36 is 10, and I bring down my 2. 12 goes into 102 approximately 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 1 is 8, and 1 is 9. And now I'm going to subtract again. 2 minus 6 doesn't go. I borrow, and I get 6. This cancels out, and I bring down my 5. And I say, how many times does 12 go into 65? Well, 12 goes into 65 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 and 1 is 6. And now I have to subtract again. 65 minus 60 is 5. And I bring down my 6, and I say 12 goes into 56 how many times? How many times? Well, let's try 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 1 is 4. And now we're going to subtract again. 16 minus 8 is 8, and I bring down my 4. 12 goes into 84 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 is 7, and 8. Now, we've got an answer, but we do not have a complete answer. Why? Because we have a decimal place. And when dealing with decimal places, what we need to do is when we are dividing, and there's no decimal place in this outside number here, all we do is bring this decimal place straight up. Straight up. So that's what you need to do. You need to bring that decimal place straight up. Okay, now let's take a look at yet another word problem in division. I want you to become familiar with these division word problems. Let's say that we go fishing. 4 families decide to go fishing, and they catch 480 pounds of fish. And they want to divide the fish among each other. So there are 4 families, 480 pounds of fish. How much fish does each family get? We're going to divide. Okay? We've got something, and we're giving it out to each family. We have 4 into 480. And what are we going to do? We're going to say 4 into 4 is 1. 4 into 8 goes 2. 4 into 0 is 0. How much fish does each family get? 120 pounds of fish. I'd like you to do pages 126 to 128. That's part 1. And pages 133 to 135. That's part 2. And then also do test 1 on page 136 and test 2, page 137. Congratulations! You made it! Fantastic! You are now ready for video 1, fractions. You've finished your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of whole numbers. You know your times tables, and it's time to begin fractions. So come on back for video 1, fractions.